The storm that night was the kind that made the earth feel alive. Rain pounded the roof of Jack Turner's old pickup truck as he drove down the lonely country road, wipers struggling to keep up. Jack had lived 52 years in this corner of Oklahoma, and he'd seen his share of bad weather, but tonight the darkness felt different, heavy, like the sky itself was watching. Up ahead, through the sheets of rain, his headlights caught a shape. A car. Sleek. Black. The kind that didn't belong out here on dirt roads. Its hazard lights blinked like a dying heartbeat. Jack slowed his truck. Most folks would have driven on. A stranger in the middle of the night? Too many stories start that way. But Jack wasn't most folks. He pulled over, grabbed his flashlight, and trudged through the mud. The car was half in the ditch, wheels spinning uselessly. Inside sat a girl, young, maybe 20, with long dark hair stuck to her face, mascara streaked by tears and rain. She jumped when Jack tapped on the glass. "Need some help, miss?" His voice was deep, calm, the kind that made you want to trust him. She rolled down the window just enough to speak. "Yes, please. My car. It died. I've been here for over an hour." Jack nodded. "Road like this? Tow truck won't make it until morning. I can pull you out, maybe get you somewhere dry?" She hesitated. City folks didn't trust easy. But then thunder cracked so loud it shook the ground, and she just nodded. Jack hooked his old pickup to her luxury car, the mud sucking at his boots. Took nearly 20 minutes, but the ditch finally surrendered its prize. Her engine still wouldn't start, though. Dead as a stone. "My farm's 10 minutes up the road," Jack said. "Got a spare room, heat, coffee. You're welcome till morning." She studied him like she was weighing every word. Then, quietly, "Okay." The drive was silent at first. Jack learned her name was Emily. Just Emily. She didn't offer more, and he didn't pry. The farmhouse was small, the kind built by calloused hands, every board telling a story. He gave her his late wife's old robe to change into, while her clothes dried by the fire. She looked out of place in his kitchen, porcelain skin under yellow lamplight, sipping coffee from a chipped mug. "You live alone?" she asked. "Yeah," Jack said. "Son's grown. Wife passed 5 years back. Just me and the farm now." Something flickered in her eyes, a kind of sadness he recognized. They talked as the storm raged. She was headed to a town 2 hours east for what she called a meeting. Wouldn't say more. At one point she asked about the picture on the mantel, a young man in uniform. "My boy," Jack said. "Army. Stationed overseas last few years." She smiled softly. "You must be proud." Jack nodded. "Proud, yeah, and worried. World's a mess." They fell quiet after that, the wind filling the spaces between words. Morning came slow, gray and dripping. Emily thanked him as she slipped back into her designer shoes, now clean but scuffed from mud. Jack was out front checking her car battery when he heard the engines. Black SUVs, 3 of them, tearing up his dirt road like the FBI in a crime movie. Men in suits spilled out before the dust even settled. "Miss Carter!" one of them barked. "Thank God you're safe." Jack blinked. Carter? The name hit him like a hammer, as in William Carter. Billionaire real estate tycoon. Owned half the state, maybe more. Emily Carter. The girl sipping coffee in his kitchen had a father worth more than Jack would see in 1,000 lifetimes. One man pulled Jack aside, slipped an envelope halfway from his coat pocket. "Mr. Turner, we appreciate your discretion. Miss Carter values her privacy." Jack stared at the money. His pride burned hotter than the coffee on his stove. "Get that out of my face," he said, voice low. "I didn't help her for a payday." The man looked startled. People usually took the money. Then came the helicopters. And with them, William Carter himself. Jack had seen the man on magazine covers, shaking hands with senators. He looked even colder in person. Emily walked straight up to him. "I told you I didn't want security trailing me," she snapped. "You disappear in the middle of the night, and I'm supposed to sit quiet?" His voice was steel. "You're my daughter." "I'm not your property," she shot back. Jack felt like he was watching a play, where the actors had forgotten there was an audience. Later, Carter cornered him. "My daughter. Talk to you much?" Jack shrugged. "Some. Seems lonely." Carter's jaw tightened. "She has everything money can buy." Jack met his gaze. "Maybe that's the problem." For a second, just a second, the billionaire flinched. It was 2 nights later when Emily showed up at Jack's farm again. No SUVs, no bodyguards. She looked different somehow. Determined. "My father wants to thank you," she said. "Properly." Jack shook his head. "Told your men before. Don't need his money."
"It's not money," she said. Turned out William Carter was funding a massive agricultural project, thousands of acres. He wanted Jack, the stubborn farmer who turned down a bribe, to run it. Full salary, full staff, land of his own. Jack didn't know what to say. "You think I belong in your world?" he asked. Emily smiled. "I think you belong wherever people need someone decent." The deal made headlines a week later. Billionaire partners with local farmer in surprise move. Reporters swarmed, speculated. Some said Carter did it for PR after years of bad press. Others whispered it had to do with Emily, the way she stood beside Jack at the press conference, proud, defiant. Jack didn't care. For the first time since his wife passed, the farm felt alive again. One evening, Emily stopped by while workers set up the new irrigation system. "Funny," she said, watching the sunset spill gold across the fields. "How breaking down in the middle of nowhere changes everything." Jack nodded. "Storms'll do that. Wash the world clean." She glanced at him. "Or bring people together." Weeks later, William Carter visited the farm himself, walked the rows, talked to the workers. Finally, he shook Jack's hand, grip firm, respectful. "My daughter says you're the kind of man this place needs," Carter said. "I trust her judgment." Jack didn't answer right away. He was watching Emily. The way she smiled now, freer somehow. Like the storm had passed inside her, too. The headlines moved on eventually. Reporters chased other stories. But folks in town still talked about the night a poor farmer pulled a billionaire's daughter out of the mud. And how everything after that, the land, the partnership, the friendship between two men from different worlds, started with nothing more than a flashlight in the rain. Thank you for watching. If you want to get more of that kind of stories, press like and check out our channel.